The shadows dance along the cold stone walls, deeper than they have ever been before. You feel a chill that does not come from the wind, but from the weight of time itself. Something is watching from the darkness, waiting for the right moment to speak. We begin our journey in a place forgotten by the maps of modern men. A void where light simply refuses to go. The air is thick with the scent of ancient dust and secrets, long buried under the earth. No one comes here by accident, and no one leaves without a scar on their soul. Listen closely to the silence between the heartbeats of the world. Can you hear it? There is a whisper underneath the floorboards of reality. A voice that has no name. It tells a story of a power that predates the stars. A power that is now waking up. Legends speak of a golden age that ended in a flash of obsidian fire, leaving only ghosts behind. The survivors tried to hide the truth in symbols and riddles. But truth has a way of breathing. It is a living thing, gasping for air in the modern world. Look at the way the trees lean away from the path, as if they are recoiling in fear. They have seen what walks these woods when the moon is hidden. A shadow that has no owner. Nature knows when something unnatural is near, and it warns those who are willing to listen. Every step you take feels heavier, as if the gravity here is personal. The ground beneath your feet is hollow, echoing with the sounds of a city that never existed. Or perhaps it is a city that hasn't existed yet. There was a man once who tried to map these whispers, a scholar lost in his own mind. He found that the lines on his palms matched the cracks in the walls. A terrifying coincidence. He vanished, leaving only a notebook filled with blank pages and a single drop of ink. The ink was not black, but a deep and pulsing shade of violet. It shimmered with a light that felt like a scream, silent and piercing. To look at it was to see the end of everything, and the beginning of something much worse. Imagine a mirror that shows you not who you are, but what you will become in the dark. It stands at the end of this hallway, draped in a velvet shroud. Do not pull the cloth away unless you are prepared to meet your own replacement. The clock on the wall has stopped, but the ticking continues from inside your chest. Time is a fluid concept in this chamber, stretching and bending like glass in a furnace. Minutes become centuries, and lifetimes pass in the blink of a weary eye. They say the walls have ears, but here, the walls have memories. They remember the blood spilled in the name of progress, and the tears shed for gods that never answered. The stone is saturated with the grief of 1,000 years. Heavy and cold. Sure. Do you hear that scraping sound against the iron door? It is not a claw, and it is certainly not a hand. It is the sound of a thought trying to manifest into flesh, hungry for a shape to call its own. The light flickers once, twice, then dies into a pale gray glow. In the dimness, the architecture begins to shift and change. Doors appear where there were only solid walls, leading to rooms that defy the laws of geometry. You are not alone in this labyrinth, though you may wish you were. A presence lingers just at the edge of your peripheral vision. A tall figure wrapped in a coat of shifting smoke. It follows your lead, mimicking your every move with terrifying precision. Why did you come to this place of forgotten echoes? Was it curiosity? Or was it a calling you couldn't ignore? Most people spend their lives running from the truth, but you walked right into its open arms. There is a box on the table, made of bone and silver wire. It hums with a frequency that makes your teeth ache, a vibration from a different dimension. Inside lies the key to a door that should never be opened. A door to the subconscious. The air grows colder now, freezing the very breath in your lungs. You see your own mist rising, forming shapes of people you used to know. They reach out with translucent fingers, begging for a warmth you no longer possess. Do not trust the shadows that look like friends. They are merely lures. The darkness has a way of playing with your deepest desires, twisting them into nightmares. It knows what you want, and it knows how to use it against you. The floorboards groan under the weight of an invisible giant. Pacing back and forth, it is searching for something it lost a long time ago. A heart that once beat with human passion. Now it only seeks to fill the void with yours. Look up at the ceiling, where the constellations are all wrong. The stars have rearranged themselves into a pattern of doom, signaling the return of the great architect, the one who built this world, and the one who will tear it down. Beneath the floor lies a river of liquid silver, flowing toward an unknown sea. It carries the dreams of the sleeping world, filtering them through the silt of despair. If you drink from it, you will know everything and remember nothing. A sudden spark ignites in the corner, a flame that gives no heat. It burns with a blue intensity, illuminating the symbols etched into the skin of the air itself. These are the runes of the first language, the language of creation and destruction. You try to speak, but your voice is stolen by the wind. The words fall to the ground like dead birds, heavy and silent. In this place, silence is the only currency that has any value. The figure in the smoke steps closer, its face still hidden in the haze. It extends a hand that looks like twisted wood, offering a gift you cannot refuse. It is a bargain made in the cradle of time, a debt finally come due. Your reflection in the polished floor begins to move independently, smiling when you are afraid. It is tired of being a shadow, tired of being the one behind the glass. It wants to step out and let you take its place in the dark. The walls begin to bleed a thick golden oil that smells like honey and rot. It coats the surfaces, making everything slick and treacherous. This is the nectar of the old ones, the fuel for their eternal machines. Can you feel the heartbeat of the house? It is slow, rhythmic, and incredibly large. You are standing inside a living organism, a creature that consumes time and space, and it is currently very, very hungry. A window opens to a sky that is a deep, bruised purple. 3 moons hang in the firmament, none of them familiar. You have crossed the threshold into the between, a realm where logic is a distant memory. The tall figure finally speaks, and the sound is like grinding stones. It tells you that the world you left behind was just a dream, a shallow illusion meant to keep you quiet. This nightmare is the only reality. You remember a name from your childhood, but it tastes like ash in your mouth. Names have no power here, only intentions, and your intention is to survive, though the odds are fading fast. The bone box opens with a wet, clicking sound. Inside, there is no key, only a small, pulsing human eye. It looks at you with a gaze of absolute recognition, as if it has been waiting for you to find it. Suddenly, The eye blinks, and the world around you shatters like a mirror. Pieces of reality fall away, revealing the gears and cogs of the universe. It is a machine of infinite complexity, and you are just a speck of dust in the works. The gears grind, producing a music that is both beautiful and terrifying. It is the symphony of the spheres, the song of the end of days. You find yourself dancing to its rhythm, unable to stop your limbs from moving. The smoke figure joins the dance, its movements fluid and alien. It whispers that the end is not a stop, but a transformation. To die here is to become part of the structure. A brick in the wall of eternity. You see others now, trapped in the clockwork, their faces frozen in a permanent scream. They were the ones who came before you. The curious, the brave, and the foolish. Now they are just fuel for the great machine. But there is a flaw in the design. A single gear that is slightly out of alignment. It is small, almost invisible, but it represents a choice. You can follow the rhythm, or you can break the machine. The cold reaches your heart, turning your blood to ice. You have one moment of clarity, one chance to reclaim your soul. The figure reaches out again, its fingers inches from your throat. Waiting for your surrender, you reach for the misaligned gear, your fingers burning with a sudden white heat. The machine screams in protest, a sound that tears through the fabric of the dimension. Everything begins to tremble, and the purple sky turns black. The smoke figure dissolves into a murder of crows, flying off into the void. The walls of the house crumble into sand, and the golden oil evaporates into a foul-smelling mist. You are falling through the layers of the dream. You wake up on the floor of your own room, the sun streaming through the curtains. The air is warm, and the sounds of the city are normal. You breathe a sigh of relief, thinking it was all just a fever dream. But then you look at your hand and see a smudge of violet ink on your palm. It pulses with a faint, rhythmic light. The ticking in your chest hasn't stopped. And the mirror across the room is draped in velvet. The shadows in the corner begin to dance again, darker than they have ever been. The journey didn't end. It only just began. Welcome to the new reality, where the mystery never truly sleeps, and the dark is always watching.